Welcome back to Business Bliss Workshop. We are doing a full recap of the entire workshop for you today. And a reminder, Business Bliss is all about raising our vibes, owning our mind, getting into inspired action, and truly understanding the stages to goal achievement. So if you're ready to create new results and own 2025, I want you to put everything else away and pay attention to what we're teaching today. This is a full overview of everything we taught over 3 sessions, and we're going to do the Coles Notes versions in about 30 minutes. So if you are ready to own it and you want the workbook to follow along, make sure you send me a DM or go over to ownitempire.com/business bliss, and you'll be able to register. You'll grab the workbook along with all of the replays, and they are up until February 1st. So you can dive in and get all the work done in the workbook by booking a vision casting call to get support from me. And we'll talk about why that vision casting call is so important when we get to our vision casting section. So let's do an overview of the keys of goal achievement. Some people call it manifesting. Some people call it goal achievement. It's really all the same thing. It's how we take an idea out of the metaphysical and out of the thoughts and into a plan, into action, and into our reality. So our keys are: number one, we must generate new ideas. Number two, we must own our thoughts. We win or lose in the mind first. Number three, we must have a plan backed by faith and a burning desire. We talked about being obsessed with our goals last week. And lastly, we have action, because for many people, they stay stuck in ideas. They stay stuck in their thoughts. They may even keep planning and planning, yet they never get into action. And the magic is in the doing. Only in the doing will we know what works and what doesn't work. And then the final true key is belief, because none of that matters if you do it all begrudgingly and expecting the worst, and you don't believe in yourself, your capabilities, and possibilities. So today, let's dive into the workbook and talk about those keys and the helping you truly create 2025 by design. 80% of the population lives by default. That means they run unconsciously. Their results, their thoughts, their feelings are all habitually, unconsciously created through their belief systems and their thoughts that are in the unconscious mind. So we have a conscious and an unconscious mind. And usually only 1 in 20 people will achieve their goals because they get people like myself, unconscious coaches, to help them change their limiting beliefs, their self-image, their upper limit that they have in their unconscious mind that keeps getting them more and more of the same. So throughout this masterclass or this workshop, we've really talked about owning our mind and beginning to auto-suggest to our unconscious mind, which auto-suggestion is the spaced repetition of an idea or thought over time. And instead of auto-suggesting all the ways it can't work and how it's going to be hard and all the what ifs, it's not going to happen. And instead, start auto-suggesting possibility, faith, new ideas, new beliefs, new actions, new affirmations. And so this entire workshop, we've committed and promised ourselves that we are only in a state of possibility and positivity. We are only entertaining the what ifs it works. We're only entertaining the thoughts, feelings, and actions that we would have if the goal was achieved. We must begin to embody it to become it. So let's talk about ideas. There is a process where we habitually unconsciously get the same thing over and over again. So we have the same thoughts, the same feelings, we take the same actions, we get the same results, and we look at those results and we have the same thoughts, same feelings, same actions, and maybe it changes incrementally for a while, yet often the results keep going back to the same. That means we're in an unconscious loop. And so what we want to do is start to consciously co-create. So how do we get out of the loop? You must generate a new idea. a new vision for yourself, for your goals, for your future that inspire you and have you start thinking new thoughts. So, a new idea could be, I'm going to make my yearly income my monthly income. I'm going to travel the world. I'm going to pay for my parents' mortgage. I'm going to buy a new home. I'm going to buy a vacation home. I am going to be a New York Times #1 bestselling author. I am going to build passive recurring revenue through audiobooks. I am going to get out of a one-on-one coaching model and get into a one-to-many coaching model. I'm going to launch a business online. Whatever that new idea is, that will have you start thinking new thoughts is what we focused on day one. And so we asked you, what legacy do you want to leave? What's this new idea, this new vision for yourself, for your future that could possibly change your life? And I want you to start to create a vision of this new life, of this legacy, having new ideas that have you have new thoughts so we can create a new plan and get into new inspired action. So let's manifest. Ideas are amazing, but then you have to decide. You have to be all in. It can't be a someday. If it works, maybe I'll do it. Because what happens is there will be opportunities to come your way to challenge you, to grow, to build a new version of you that is capable of achieving what you desire and have the capacity to maintain it. And what most people do is they waver on it. And what happens then is they only take the actions when it's convenient and comfortable, not fully committed and all in. So you have this new idea. You wrote it down. Maybe you even used the workbook and you put it on a goal card. And then you backed it by a burning desire and you made it an obsession. You decided on it. And then we ask you to start creating some new thoughts around it. So you created this new legacy. Let's take this exercise that I put in the workbook and let's generate as many new ideas as possible. So I like to call it the universal shopping list. Napoleon Hill was known to take 45 minutes every day to generate new ideas. And he was known to say that one of them would become his multi-million dollar idea. And so I've created something called a universal shopping list, where any thought, idea, something you want to be, do, or have, you just simply put it on your universal shopping list and you begin to expect magic and miracles. Now, this is super fun because a lot of the times the things will just come to you. And as you jot down all these ideas that could possibly transform your life, we must then decide on one of them. So we decide on the one that is going to make the biggest impact and change the quality of our life now. So decide on the one thing you want right now. So far you've cast a vision, your legacy, and that had you start creating new ideas and you generated a new universal shopping list. And from that universal shopping list, you committed and you decided to one idea. It becomes an obsession and we back it by a burning desire. So what do you want the most right now? That thing that's going to make the biggest difference for you. And then we have some questions for you to answer. The magic in answering questions has you create answers that you were looking for, yet you couldn't find them because you were not asking the right questions. So take a moment, do yourself a favor, and answer these. These questions on this sheet are a great summary of almost the entire masterclass because we know many people will not make it past step one after the first session because soon as they decide on what they want, all the limiting beliefs come in, all the negative thoughts come in, and they'll never even get into planning. And so we wanted you to start to create a little plan and get into action right away. So the one thing you decided on, we asked, what needs to be done to make it happen right now? Make a list. Just start simply listing out all the things that you would need to do, be, and have in order to make this happen. Then Decide on the one action that you will do now, and not just any action, the action that's going to breed the largest result in the least amount of time with the least amount of effort, and possibly make everything else easy, unnecessary, or obsolete. Once you have this action, we want you to create a new dream state. So you know what you want. You have a list of all the things that you need to do to get there. You chose the one action that's going to help you get started to breed the largest result right now. And now we want to start to ask ourselves, what will be different once we have this? So, what's going to be different for you once you have this? That one thing that you want right now. And you know what? When you answer this question, all of a sudden you're having new thoughts that you haven't previously had, which have you have new feelings to take new actions to get new results. So, what would be different? You bought a new home. What's different? You launched a business. What's different? Your yearly income is now your monthly income. What's different? You're traveling the world. What's different? And start to think new thoughts that you would have with the goal achieved. And in this simple exercise from day one, we truly helped you generate a new idea, decide on one, start to put a plan into place. That's your task list. Choose one action, and then start to create what we like to call a future memory or a dream state by asking yourself and putting yourself into that state of the goal achieved of what is different once you have it. Then we asked you to pick your top 3 desires for the year. So one of them is going to be the one thing you want right now. And then we encourage one personal and one professional. And these would be your top 3 things that you're going to go for and achieve this year. And we're going to talk about containers when we get to the action section, because these are the new ideas. And then we turn them into goals with a deadline on them, and they're measurable so we know when we've attained them. And then we have to build the plan and get into action and own our thoughts. So homework from day one was to mind your mind. Pick the one thing you want the most. Pick those top 3 desires. Stay in a state of possibility. Remember, you can always reach for a better feeling thought. The moment a negative thought comes in, we cancel it and come back to an attitude of gratitude. We observe what we currently expect. What your current reality is what you currently expect. And instead, we start to expect magic and miracles and start to see ourselves with their goal achieved. And then we moved on to session 2. We wanted you to create a goal card, putting your goal on a card from session 1. And when we go into session 2, we create what we like to call a future memory. So thoughts, amazing. Generated a new idea, leaned into it. Now let's talk about thoughts. So you have a new idea that's having you have new thoughts, and some thoughts that maybe you haven't even ever had before. Pretty amazing, because that's going to start to change your point of attraction. It's going to start to work with your reticular activation system in your brain, meaning filtering the information that's coming in that's going to help you get there. Because did you know that you actually are consciously computing about 124 bits of information per second, yet you're bringing in over 11 million bits of information per second? That means the rest are unconsciously computed. So if we want to start to work with what we want, then we need to start to focus on what we want, because where our focus goes, that is what's going to be filtered to be shown to you. So if you're focused on what's not working, then that's your brain is going to look for evidence in your reality to show that to you. And if you're focused on possibility and you're focused on positivity and you're focused on your goal, then when you are doing that, your brain is actually filtering the information in your reality to show you the ways it can work for you. So we are going to own our thoughts and stay in that state of possibility and positivity. We have to begin to understand that the biology of belief. Thoughts do become things, and thoughts can heal us or make us sick. We know that in the study of epigenetics, or the biology belief, every single thought has a physiological response in the body. We also know that in quantum physics, every single thought, whether held for 17 to 70 seconds, creates a thought impulse that goes out into the quantum field and brings back more of the same. And so the biology belief says whatever thoughts you're having is putting you in that frequency. Are they positive thoughts and making you healthier and creating more possibility for you? Or are they negative thoughts and putting you in a state of fight and flight, making you sick and having your brain filter what's not working for you? So that's going to put us in a state of vibration. That's the law of vibration. The law of attraction says you attract back what you're vibrating at. So we want to have thoughts that are going to attract to us and have our brain work for us and have our body in the right state of the goal achieved and help us achieve that goal. So that means we must embody it to become it. There is the saying, fake it till you make it. It's kind of similar. Instead, what this is you really are starting to act as if, as Neville Goddard calls it, entering the spirit of it. So when you enter the spirit of a thing, you are acting as if it's already been achieved. Now, if you look at any elite athlete, they don't show up at the start line of a race or at the beginning of a game with an expectancy to lose, with one skate on and no helmet, and they forgot their hockey stick. They're all in. They're there. They're fully ready. They're fully present. And they've already decided in their mind that they won. And they are embodying the state of the goal achieved. And in fact, they've probably worked with a positive psychologist and visualized the success of their goals over and over and over again, because the mind knows no difference between real and imagined. And so it all starts in the mind, and we win or lose in the mind first. So begin to embody it to become it. What thoughts, what feelings, what actions would you have if your goal was achieved? So use the power of your imagination for you and begin to create what it is that you desire, instead of using our imagination for fear, worry, doubt, shame, guilt, resentment, all the negative emotions that are keeping us stuck in the same, and in fact, maybe worse. And so, as we got into the thought session, we asked you again to declare what is the number one thing you want right now that's going to make the biggest difference for you. And so, this is the thing that you put on your goal card. And now we want to create a future memory or a visualization that goes along with your goal card. And so we have to start asking ourselves questions that will help get us into the state of the goal achieved. So I want you to answer these for me. What are 3 things having this goal achieved will allow for you? So what would it allow for you? To buy a new car, go on a vacation, be the best version of you, perfect, healthy. What is it that it allows for you? And then we asked you, how will you know you've achieved this? So truly start to create that future memory. What is the first thing you would see, you would do, you would have? So what you're going to do is close your eyes. You know what you want. You've already decided and committed, easy peasy. Now we create a future memory that goes along with it, a visualization. So I want you to take yourself to 15 minutes past the point of the goal achieved. How do you know you have it? Is it because an email came in? Is it the amount of money in your bank account? Is it signing the document for the new car, for the new home, for the new vacation home? What's the first thing you see? How do you know? And then what's the first thing you do? Who do you tell? What's the first thing you do now you know you've achieved it? And what do you have now? What's different for you now that you've achieved it? And then I really, really, really want you to get into the feeling of it and feel it, feel it, feel it. Feel it so deeply that it feels as if it's happening right now. So how does it feel to have this goal achieved? And how do you feel about yourself? We are now. have a future memory. You're feeling amazing. You know how you know you've achieved it. You know what you're going to do right after you achieved it. You know what it's now going to allow you to do some new things that you couldn't do before. You know how you feel about yourself and how you feel about the goal achievement, and you're really, really feeling amazing and proud and grateful. And this visualization is here for you now. So open your eyes and come on back into the room. And I want you to know that every time you touch your goal card, you're going to see the vision of that goal achieved on your mind. And your mind knows no difference between real and imagined. So it's going to begin to work for you. And now, every time you think about that goal achieved, I want you to keep adding more detail to that visualization. You just found out, amazing. So now you start to plan a celebration. Then I want you to visualize the celebration, create it, use your imagination for you instead of against you. So the homework for day 2 was to complete the workbook, have your goal card, have your future memory, and keep staying in that state of possibility. Because just for today, what if it was a day that changed the rest of your life? And what if you just expected magic and miracles and everything worked out for you? Perfect, whole, and complete, easily, smoothly, and effortlessly, better than you could have ever imagined. The only way it's going to happen is when we entertain those thoughts and get into a state that's in alignment with it. And then we also take actions to help make it happen. So session 3 was plan and action. I want you to really, really think about a plan that's going to breed you the largest result in the least amount of time with the least amount of effort. Actions that are going to make everything else easy, unnecessary, and maybe even complete. So let's dive into plan and action. So understand that without a plan and action, our dreams do stay a someday. So create a plan at once, backed by faith and a burning desire. Decide on your quantum leap action and what will help you achieve it, and do it now. Do it now, do it now, do it now. No more someday. What is it that's going to help you get the results now? So again, we declare it. What's the one thing we want right now? Absolute clarity. Now, if I were to ask you, if you were to know what are the next 3 best steps that would help you achieve this goal, this is big concept. So perhaps you want to increase your income this year and your impact. And what's going to help you do that is by increasing your influence and serving more people. So big concept is serving more people, increasing your influence, which means marketing, PR, and potential collaboration. So there's 3 great ideas right there, 3 concepts. Then we want to take it, so that's a chunk up idea. We want to reverse engineer that into an actual action that we can take right now, because this is where most people get stuck. They have a plan, not an action. And the plan seems really big and overwhelming, and they don't know where to get started. So we always start with the end in mind. That's why we decided on the goal first. And then we reverse engineer to get started from where we are now, today. And so what is the one action that's going to help you breed the largest result in the least amount of time with the least amount of effort? So we talked about some concepts. So PR, increasing your influence, serving more people, collaborations. So these are big picture concepts. Then we're going to reverse engineer that into actions. And so what we like to call this is actually a container. So you're going to make a time block in your calendar where you do the thing that breeds the results. If there's no action in your calendar, it stays a someday, and it stays in the ether instead of here in the physical. And so what are 3 things you can do today and put the containers in your calendar? So make this a daily practice. This is the little picture, the actual actions you can take. So 3 to 6 things daily that will move you towards your goal. So we had the one thing you want right now, right? We decided on 3 goals. Create a container in your calendar for the one thing you want right now. Then you created a personal goal. My personal goal this year is to be in the best shape of my life. And so I need to have containers in my calendars where I'm actually taking actions that are making that happen. Last night, I meal prepped. The container this morning was to go for a run. Beautiful sunny day, -12. Great day for a run. I bundle, so it's okay. Professional goal to scale our business, double our highest grossing revenue, and launch my first independent book and have it on multiple audio platforms. So I have my professional goal, and now where in my calendar are the containers where I'm writing the book? I'm booking PR opportunities these are the containers with the actual actions in them that are going to breed the results. So what most people say is like big concepts. So they create a container in their calendar and they say marketing. That's not an action. That's a concept. That's your big picture. So when you show up to your marketing container in your calendar, what are the 3 to 6 things that you're going to do in that hour, in that container, in that time block that are actually going to breed the results? Marketing. Put up a post on each channel and engage. Send out a marketing email, create a newsletter, marketing, PR, publicity. So potentially it's also applying to multiple podcasts, PR opportunities, publication opportunities. And then also, when are you going to have the time blocks in your calendar to record them? So you need a time block to apply and a time block to record. So you see how we get out of the ideas, we own our thoughts, and we put a plan into place, and then we actually need actions, containers, time blocks in our calendars with specific actions. Because what most people do is they show up to the marketing hour and they're like, it's marketing time. They open their socials. Next thing they know, they've scrolled, not intentionally engaged. So probably not even their ideal clients, probably a lot of the stuff that's going on in the world that's not ideal to be looking at, because when you observe it, you create more of it. Law of observation. Won't go into that right now. And so we always only want to observe what it is that we truly desire. Otherwise, we create more of it in the world. And so most people get onto the socials. They spent half of that time block not intentionally doing work. And then they're like, okay, I'll answer my inboxes. And they're not even working from a sales database. And so these are the things when you have the specific actions in the calendars that are breeding the larger results. With the least amount of effort and the least amount of time, this is where the magic happens. And this is where you get to take your power back and your control back and your calendar back. Because most people are filling their calendar up with things that are keeping them busy, not focused and prioritized. So they're like, I'm so busy and overwhelmed and I can't take on anything else. Are you truly in control of your calendar? Are the actions in there quantum leap actions, or are they just actions because you saw somebody making these types of reels and you saw this trend and this? And so now you've got all these things in there and it's like a smorgasbord and nothing's intentional in containers and everything is just like a bunch of stuff that you're going to do and hope it works instead of moving everything through the filter. Is this going to get me closer to my goal or farther away? Is it in alignment with building my dream business around my dream life? And is it going to bring me the largest result in the least amount of time with the least amount of effort? And how can I consistently do it over and over and over again to multiply the results to see if it works instead of doing it once and thinking like, hey, it didn't work. And that's not what we need to do. So we need a consistent container in the calendar so that we can create metrics to see what's working, what's not working, delete what's not working, multiply what is, and have specific actions that are going to breed you the results that you truly are looking for. And so when you go to do the action, we don't want you to just do it begrudgingly, do it in fear, do it without expectancy. We want you to do it in inspired action. So inspired action means that we've already decided on the outcome before we do the thing. And so before you go to do the thing, you're going to pause. What is the desired outcome from this marketing content container in your calendar? Set your intention, set your energy, set your expectancy. Then I want you to create a future memory. So you're going to take yourself 15 minutes past the point of the goal achieved or the action completed, and you're going to visualize it to its completion as a success with that desired outcome that you decided on. And then you're going to ask yourself, If I were to know what is the next best thing that I can do to achieve this that will make everything else easy, unnecessary, obsolete, or complete with the least amount of time, energy, and effort. And so instead of just taking any action, you're actually going to start to take intuitive, inspired action and asking your intuition, your higher self for guidance. Because potentially you could reach one client today and close a high ticket offer, or you could get into the busy uh, non-inspired action and just start taking a bunch of actions that aren't actually going to breed you the results that you're looking for. So start to work with your intuition. This is the balance between the feminine and the masculine. You're doing the do, you're taking action. That's masculine. But are you taking divine action, divinely guided action that is in alignment with your highest self, your highest outcome, and the highest good for all involved? We want to create an inspired action. And so now we've just talked about ideas, thought, plan, and action. And everyone is getting into action. So they have a universal shopping list. They've got their top 3 goals for the year. They have their one goal on their goal card. You created a future memory that goes along with it. You have a plan. So your task list from big concept to small concept. You have the containers in your calendars. And before you go to do the actions in the containers, you're going to set your inspired action by setting your intention and working with your intuition first. And then the final part is to believe. Napoleon Hill says, whatever the mind of the man can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So can you believe in yourself and your dreams and that desired outcome in the process? The belief is what makes it happen. The belief is what makes you take the inspired action, because if we don't believe, we're not going to do the thing. So you might feel a little crazy. You have a crazy big dream and you're super excited for it. And you're an entrepreneur and you get to create something from nothing. And this is amazing. Be a little crazy, because the crazy people change the world. Remember, 80% of the population is not willing to grow and live outside their comfort zone and change their conditioning and their belief systems and their operating mentality. And they will stay safe in the same. And it's a crab in the bucket mentality. You step outside. You are now one of the 20% of the population willing to do what it takes, dream big, and not only dream big, believe in it. And so you believe, and others around you, you are now a mirror to show them that they are not living up to their greatness. And they will unconsciously try to keep you small, safe, and the same. No make wrong. They just unconsciously do it because you are a reflection to them of what they're not doing, how they're not stepping into their greatness. And so you must send them all love. Keep your dreams protected and be the crazy person who goes out there and not only dreams a big dream, believes in themselves and keeps taking messy, inspired action, imperfect action, and figures out along the way what works and what doesn't work, multiplies what does, releases what doesn't, has a solution-oriented mindset, and is always focused on the prize and the highest outcome, looking for the lesson and the learnings and expecting the best. And so you have new ideas now, new thoughts, new plans, new actions, new belief, and you're feeling super, super inspired. And I know that you're ready to take this formula and rinse and repeat it for every goal and make this year the best year yet. Now, if you're truly ready to keep the momentum going, I would love to invite you to come inside the Own It Empire community and work with us. There's many different ways that you can work with us. And we would love for you to book a consultation call to see what's the best fit. We have a small group program where you get to self-study and have 2 masterminds a month. That is our Success Principles Society. We have our Own It Collective, where we do 90-minute weekly group coaching sessions, 60 to 90 minutes, where they're either a lesson, a guest expert, co-working sessions, or mastermind, so we can help you. So you're not only learning the theory, you're learning the application and how to do the how-to, so that things actually begin to shift. Not that you just learned a bunch more, you actually learned how to apply it, customize it for you, and get into that inspired action right away. So our Success Principle Society and our Own It Collective are our group coaching programs that we would love to be able to support you more with. Now, of course, if you're looking more for one-on-one coaching, our introductory to the one-on-one mastery mentorship is called a rapid breakthrough. So if you would like to do mastery mentorship with me, it actually means you have to be willing to change your unconscious mind and get out of your own way. And so the introduction to this is called a rapid breakthrough. And it's the first introduction to timeline therapy, where we clear negative emotions and limiting beliefs in your unconscious mind so the truer, newer, higher version of you can be birthed. And if that's a fit, then of course, we'd love to welcome you into 6 months of one-on-one mastery mentorship. And this is where you and I will lock arms on a bi-weekly basis, meeting together. And everybody who works with us, whether it's in mastery mentorship, rapid breakthrough, Own It Collective, everyone gets Success Principle Society. So you have your 6 core self-mastery lessons to study and 2 masterminds to support you a month. And so in our mastery mentorship, you're going to have that on top of meeting with me every other week for 6 months, where we work on self and business mastery, where we do a full breakthrough and unconscious coaching to rewrite your self-image, your limiting belief system, and so much more, as well as where we work on sales and serving, branding and marketing, operations and management, and development and research so that you can build your dream business around your dream life. And so throughout the workshop, we've invited you to come and join us inside the Own It Collective. The Own It Collective is my signature group program where I get to lock arms with conscious entrepreneurs like you. It's an incredible 6-month incubator where we are going to help you create a greater impact, greater income, greater influence, improve the quality of your life with accountability and community. And we're so grateful to be able to support you guys with that. And today, our fast action bonuses go away. So there are always monthly sign-up bonuses. And then during our events, we have fast action bonuses. And so if you want one-on-one coaching without having to go through the rapid breakthrough and timeline therapy, the only way you can access that is through these bonus sign-up bonuses. And so for those who join us inside our Own It Collective today, whether you're paying in full or on the payment plan, you're going to get one-on-one coaching. When you're joining on the payment plan, it's going to be a little less. And there are also the sign-up bonuses for the month that you get. So guys, it's thousands of dollars of sign-up bonuses, whether it's the pay in full or the payment plan. And we want you to invite you to take a peek at that. So go to ownitempire.com. You can check out the Own It Collective. You can check out our other offers. You can also book a time to do a call with me and see what's a fit for you. It's all available for you to learn more at ownitempire.com. And for some of you, maybe right now is not the right time, and that's okay. Maybe it is in the future. And so book that call anyways, so we can start to put a plan into place to set you up for success to come study and work with us. And maybe you're sitting over there singing, I don't have the time. Well, that's one of the things we're going to do first is empty your calendar and fill it back up, because whatever's in your calendar, you're trading your life for. And so I hope it's worth you. And so we're actually going to clear it, build our new dream schedule, and from there, build out your CEO schedule so that you're operating with high performance habits and containers that are breeding the largest result in the least amount of time with the least amount of effort. Maybe you're saying, I don't have the money. Then you want to start with us absolutely in Success Principle Society and start to create clarity on how you can. It's all the more reason of why you want to study and work with us. 1, mentorship. 2, accountability. 3, community. 4, education. Priceless education. I've been studying human potential performance for almost 2 decades from a holistic perspective. I've specialized acquired knowledge that almost 80% or more of the population probably don't even have a concept of. And so if you really truly want to advance your life, this is how you're going to do it. And if you want to increase your value, what you charge, your revenue, your income, then come and work with us so that we can help you own your clarity and your offers and so much more. Your sales funnels, your branding, your marketing, your client attraction, so that you can create a life you love and a business that is fulfilling to you so you can serve and share your gifts with the world. Some of you are thinking, this might not work for me. And you know what? I dare you to get on a call and let's chat about it. I've been coaching conscious entrepreneurs online now for over 5 years, and I've been a successful entrepreneur for almost a decade and a half. And it is my gift and honor to be able to support you to turn around and launch online and expand online and in other ways. I know that for many of you, you're thinking, it works for others, it doesn't for me. And that's not true. I bet you we have a success story that could be very similar to yours. So book that call and let's start to build that belief in you, because if you don't believe, it's never going to happen. We already talked about that. So I want you guys to truly believe in yourselves, believe in what we have to offer. We have great testimonials. We've had clients last week who shared their success stories, who are going on multiple years of studying with us. One, she's a year and a half. You heard from Ren last week. You also heard from Lorraine, which is going on 5 years. I have a one-on-one client. We're going on past 10 years now. Clients wouldn't stay that long if they weren't getting results and it didn't work. I'm always evolving and growing. You're always evolving and growing. The industries and online world is always evolving and growing. And so we must evolve and grow together. There's always more to do. There's always more to teach. And there's always another level of you to evolve to. So let this be your reinvention year. Let this be the year that you own it. You own it by design, and you truly believe in yourself and your capabilities and possibilities. Because remember, what's the best that could happen? So we want to invite you to book a free consultation call and let's dive into what works for you. And you know what? If it's not for you, that's also okay. We will most likely at least leave with an action, a resource, or something that has you moving in the right direction, or a referral. So I love you guys. This has been so much fun teaching Business Bliss. If you want to catch all of the replays, they're in the Own It community, or register at ownitempire.com/business bliss. And thank you guys again so much for your time and your energy. It's the one thing that we don't get back. And I want to thank you for investing it in you and with us. So stay happy, healthy, wealthy, expect magic and miracles. And remember, what's the best that can happen? And we'll see you on the inside. Thank you.